I wanted to chop it up with you guys about these rumors. These rumors, man. See, this is the part of the season where it's just a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of news that I don't know if I believe it. I don't know if I do or not. Like listen, look. So apparently, rumors are beginning to circulate that Pittsburgh Steelers edge rusher TJ Watt wants out. That's the assumption. That's the rumor. This comes after Watt posted a very cryptic message or a very cryptic picture on his Instagram story. He posted himself giving the peace sign. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find that here. Let me see if I can find it, because TJ Watt is a phenomenal talent, for one. And for two, I personally just don't believe. I personally have a hard time believing that the Steelers will make him available in any capacity. I'm personally not buying it, but we're going to talk about it because some people at least, believe the Philadelphia Eagles are prime candidates to make the move. So this is the image that TJ Watt posted. This is the image he posted. He posted himself giving the peace sign. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. TJ Watt is entering the final year of his deal, the final year of his contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I believe in 2021, he signed a 4-year deal. I believe he signed a 4-year deal worth a grand total of $121 million. Let me make sure I got that correct here. Yes. So he signed a 4-year, $112 million contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers in, let's see here, he signed it in 2021 going into the 2022 season. So he's entering the final year of that contract, the final year of it. So he's looking to get paid. He's looking to get paid. As of right now, he's making an average salary. He's making an average salary of $28 million. Now, I think we all know these edge rushers now, they're not just getting regular edge rusher money. Let's call that what it is right now. These edge rushers aren't getting regular money no more. Guys like Myles Garrett, Danielle Hunter, Max Crosby, Nick Bosa, those guys are making significantly more than him. Let's just call it what it is. As of right now, your highest paid edge rushers are as follows. Myles Garrett at $40 million. He just signed that contract. And remember, there were trade rumors circulating about him. Danielle Hunter, $35.6 million. He re-signed with the Houston Texans. Max Crosby, $35.5 million. There were rumors about him as well. He ultimately re-signed with the Las Vegas Raiders. And Nick Bosa, $34 million. Nick Bosa isn't coming off of his best season last year, but he's definitely worth that money. And then you got Joshua Hines-Allen out of Jacksonville, making $28.2 million. And again, TJ Watt is making an average salary of $28 million. At the time when he signed it, that was a very lucrative deal. Brian Burns is making $28.2 million. And then TJ Watt is ranked 7th at $28 million. And then you got Montez Sweat at $24.5. So TJ Watt can easily supplant Myles Garrett, can easily supplant Danielle Hunter, easily. Like, I believe TJ Watt is a 4-time first-team All-Pro. I also believe TJ Watt is somebody that's won a Defensive Player of the Year award. So he's a 7-time Pro Bowler, four-time All-Pro, former Defensive Player of the Year in 2021. He's 30 years old, meaning he'll likely be 31 when the season starts. Former first-round pick, drafted 30th overall. Man, oh man. I don't know how that guy fell to the 30th overall pick in the 2017 draft. Nonetheless, this guy has been a perennial Pro Bowler, first-team All-Pro. He was second-team All-Pro last year. I'm looking at this guy's sack numbers. He's 8 years into his career, entering year 9, and already has over 100 sacks. He's averaging more than 10 sacks a season on the regular. So just putting that in perspective. Nonetheless, I'm not buying it. We all know, again, when these negotiations come up, when these guys are looking for more money, that's when they start to feign as if they care about winning. That's when they start to feign that they're frustrated with just coming in second, third, or fourth place. It's smokescreen. I'm not buying none of it. They tried it with Myles Garrett, and we took the bait. They tried it with Max Crosby, and we took the bait. We took the bait. Let's call it what it is. Now, some of you, speaking for yourselves, maybe you say to yourself, well, I didn't believe it, and I one bit. I didn't believe Myles Garrett was an option. I didn't believe Max Crosby was an option. Fair enough. Some people did. I knew deep down in my heart it didn't feel real. But when things get talked about so much, and then when the player goes on a press tour talking about, my legacy is far more important than money. The money is always going to be there. It's time for me to take my legacy to another level. When you pen a personal letter to an organization, to a city, talking about you want to win a Super Bowl, you want to get to the Hall of Fame, and you're requesting a trade. When you put all of that emotion into the ether, when you go on a press run at Super Bowl Media Row, talking to anybody who would listen, claiming you want to go to a winning situation, you want to go to a team that'll allow you to rush just straight up. The Eagles seem like a great destination. When you put all that out there, people start to believe you a little bit. But then when they throw that bag in your face, where they say, hey, listen, we'll pay you $40 million a year. Just sit your ass down. Hey, you want me to jump? How high, player? So I don't blame Myles Garrett for taking the money. Max Crosby, another guy. Now, Max Crosby, he wasn't as flagrant as Myles Garrett was. Max Crosby didn't pen a letter. Max Crosby didn't go on some press tour talking about he wants to get traded. But he did say on his podcast, I'm in conversations, I'm in talks with the organization regarding the future. It's important for me to know what the future holds for this organization, for this team, as it pertains to winning, because I want to win. And if those conversations don't go according to plan, if I don't believe in the vision, then I'm going to have to consider my options. That's basically what Max Crosby said. He didn't jump off a ledge or a cliff like Myles Garrett did. Myles Garrett said everything. It's funny. Max Crosby and Myles Garrett actually said similar things, but here's the difference. Myles Garrett took it even further, penning a personal letter, going on Media Row, talking to everybody, talking about I want to trade and all this kind of stuff. Max Crosby kept it low, kept it player. It ultimately got what he wanted. They both settled for the money, though. That's the bottom line. So why would I look at TJ Watt? Why would I look at TJ Watt like he's any different? One can argue Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, and Max Crosby are the 3 best edge rushers in football. If you want to throw Danielle Hunter in there, sure. But I think the top 3 guys, I think people say without a doubt, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Max Crosby. If you want to throw Micah Parsons in there, sure. I'm not buying none of this. When I saw this come across the wire, I laughed. I got to be honest with you guys. I laughed. And like to the point where I say, you know what? Let me do my due diligence. I have a responsibility to you guys to do my due diligence and read up on things. And I was reading this article, and it was via Newsweek, newsweek.com, written by Evan Massey, who's a contributing sports writer for Newsweek. And by no way is this an Evan Massey shot at all. He's just reporting what he's hearing. So he ranked the top 5 teams or the top 4 situations that could be in the running to make a play for TJ Watt. He said the Falcons. He says one potential option could be the Falcons, who are looking to make a move back into playoff contention. They could use more pass rushing, and Watt is one of the best in the NFL. Atlanta may not be willing to pay the price to get Watt, but they're a team worth monitoring. Again, he's making projections here. Then he put the Philadelphia Eagles as number 3. He wrote here, earlier in the offseason, the Eagles were viewed as one of the top potential trade destinations for Myles Garrett. We saw how that turned out. While the Cleveland Browns ended up keeping Garrett with a massive contract extension, Philadelphia's interest is noteworthy. If Howie Roseman is seriously interested in pulling off a blockbuster trade for a pass rusher, he would likely be in on Watt as well. The Steelers trading Watt to their in-state rival would be surprising, but can't be written off. And then he put the Carolina Panthers 2, Green Bay Packers 1. You know, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying this. Hey, what my man Shannon Sharp would say? That's bull jive. I ain't buying this bull jive at all. I ain't buying this bull jive. I can't take it serious. I can't take it serious. I'm just gonna be honest about that. I just can't take it serious. I'm gonna get to your comments in a second here. You guys. What do you guys think? Are you buying it? Because I'm not. I think this is all smokescreen. The NFL draft. The NFL draft is in about 10 days. About 10 days or so. So I can't buy none of this. I can't. And on top of that, I'm glad my man Sweet Chin Music just brought this up. I'm so glad he just reminded me of this. Trade for TJ Watt, okay, but pay him with what money? Pay him with what money? What money? TJ Watt is looking for $40+ million a season. If Myles Garrett got 40, you think TJ Watt can get 41, 42? And look, he's a wrecking ball. He's a wrecking machine. He's a one-man wrecking crew. He covers a lot of flaws for your defensive line. But the Eagles ain't paying. The Eagles are not trading for and then paying TJ Watt. They're not doing that. It's not realistic. It's not. That move is so irresponsible. And some people would say, hey, well, TJ Watt, he's a generational talent. You know, you make the move for generational talents. Yeah, when it makes sense. When you don't have to leverage your entire future. Let's think about it. How much would TJ Watt even command in terms of trade value? 2 firsts? A first and a second? 2 firsts and a second? If I ever was the Steelers and I was to put TJ Watt on the open market for trade, I'm going to try to fleece whoever. I'm going to do my best to fleece them for at least 2 first-round picks. And the thing is, the guy's 30. Going to be 31 when the season starts. Sorry. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying this at all. Mm-mm. Not I. And by the way, he's entering the last year of his deal, so I understand TJ Watt looking for a new contract. I completely understand it. He's literally entering the last year of his deal, which one could argue he probably doesn't have any more guaranteed money left. That's typically what it looks like when you enter the last year of your deal, unless they guaranteed the whole damn contract. Typically, when you're entering the last year of that contract, all the guaranteed money is pretty much gone. Finito. Now he does have a 30.4 cap hit. He has a $30.4 million cap hit with a base salary of $21 million. Look. He also has a dead cap of $9.3 million. So he's very tradable for the Steelers. He's not impossible to trade in terms of the dead cap hit. It's not impossible for them to trade him, but I don't believe the Philadelphia Eagles are prime candidates for that. They're not. You know who makes moves like this? Franchises who are starving. The Philadelphia Eagles are not a starving franchise. Dumpster fire franchises make moves like this because they need it. They're desperate. Franchises who are struggling to get over the hump, they make moves like this, right? A team like the Green Bay Packers would make this move because they're struggling to get over the hump. The Atlanta Falcons, right? Carolina Panthers, Tennessee Titans. Teams like that would make a move like this. Teams like the Philadelphia Eagles who don't have a problem winning, don't have a problem getting production from the defensive line, Super Bowl champions, they're not desperate to make a move like this. None whatsoever. Kyle Kokorski. I can't even see the Niners making this move because they already have Nick Bosa. I don't see them making this move at all. I don't see it. NFL Reality Check says, I love Watt, truly an amazing talent, but I'm not giving up the farm for a 1-year rental because keeping him long-term isn't an option. Too many young guys coming up to sign. And on top of that, if you do trade for him, you got to pay him. You can't just trade for him and think he's going to sit there. The whole reason he wants to trade, quote unquote, is the fact that he wants to get paid. He's entering the last year of his deal. I get it. Him and Myles Garrett, they're in similar situations. Well, Myles Garrett got his money. He muscled the hell out of Cleveland. Cleveland knew they wanted to keep selling tickets. They knew they couldn't justify trading Myles Garrett in the end. Knowing your city, knowing your organization is going through the Deshaun Watson debacle, you couldn't afford to trade your most popular player. You couldn't afford to. The Cleveland Browns did what the New York Giants was afraid to do. Cleveland Browns said, you know what? We're paying our most popular player. We're already suffering enough with the Deshaun Watson backlash, and that PR is killing us. Pay Myles, keep him here. He'll keep people in the seats. He'll keep the mob away from the building. You know, he'll help us keep the pitchforks and the torches out of the people's hands. Whereas though the Giants, they paid Daniel Jones, decided to move on from Saquon Barkley, franchise tagged him a couple times. Like, it was just a mess. It was a mess. So, yeah. This move makes no sense for the Philadelphia Eagles. KGK says, we're not deprived. Absolutely. Matthew Peter says, a Watt trade would be a small window move, in my opinion. How are we thinking beyond just next year? Exactly. Trading for TJ Watt would be the kind of move you make where you feel like you're one player away and you're just leveraging everything for that year, maybe 2 years. But he only has 1 year left on the deal. So again, that's a move you could probably see Green Bay making. Maybe the Commodores. I mean the Commanders. I mean the Commies. Whatever you want to call them. You know, we'll see. Eddie Holmes says, especially since we have to pay Carter next year. Yes, Jalen Carter coming up next year. Come on, man. Can't play around with this. Howie Roseman has cleared the runway or is clearing the runway so he can pay Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter is priority number one. I'm telling you guys that right now. I'm sure you already know that, though. Kyle Kokorski says, hey, Tone, are you going to be live streaming the draft? You know it. S. Blunt says, if we had a quarterback on a rookie deal, then sure. You don't trade for a 30-year-old edge rusher. We got Jalen Carter to pay. Perfectly put. Well put. This isn't the kind of deal you make when you got a quarterback making $50+ million. You got a receiver making $32 million. You got another receiver making $25 million. You got a D tackle coming up that's going to get paid north of $35 million. You got two corners. You got two corners coming up. One who's going to get paid north of $25 million. Another one who's in the slot is going to make north of $13 million. Because I believe the Texans just re-signed Jalen Petrie to a 3-year, $39 million deal. That's an average salary of $13 million. He's a slot. And I think another team, let me make sure I got this right here. Another team just re-signed their nickel corner. Kyler Gordon, a slot corner for the Bears, for Chicago. Kyler Gordon just signed. He's the highest paid nickel in football. The highest paid nickel in football. Jalen Petrie was at one point 3 years, $39 million with Houston. Kyler Gordon for the Chicago Bears signed a 3-year, $40 million contract. That's an average salary of what? 14 million? 13.5 million, something like that? 13.2 million? $13.3 million. So if we're thinking about it from that perspective, Cooper DeJean is probably going to command 14, maybe 14.5 when it's time for him to get paid. So Jalen Carter is going to be a priority on this team. He's going to make $35+ million. Quinyon Mitchell likely will make $25+ million. Cooper DeJean is going to make north of $13.5 million at the nickel. You think about it from that perspective, why would the Eagles trade for TJ Watt? They got young players that they love, that they're going to continue to build around. And the misconception is, oh, you need the best players to win it all. No, you need the right players to win it all. You obviously want talented players, but you want the right players. You want things to fit. You want to have the right coaches. You want to execute. You don't need the best player to win the Super Bowl, or all the best players. You don't. That's why I laugh when people call the Eagles a super team, because they didn't consider us. They didn't consider them a super team until they won it all. They didn't. The roster was the same as it was in September that it was in February. It was the same roster. but now with the super team. Some people don't consider A.J. Brown to be the best receiver in football, but guess what? I'll take him over anybody. A lot of people don't consider Jalen Hurts to be a top 3 quarterback in this league. Well, guess what? I'll take him over anybody. A lot of people don't consider Devontae Smith a top 10 receiver in this league. I'll take him over anybody. A lot of people, well, no, we got the best offensive line in football. That goes without saying. A lot of people say the Eagles don't have the best corner in football. Well, I'll take Quinyon over anybody. I'll take Cooper DeJean over anybody. They say we ain't got the best D tackle in football. I'm taking Jalen Carter over anybody. We ain't got the best head coach in football. I'm taking Nick Sirianni over anybody. I'm taking Vic Fangio over anybody. You get what I'm saying? So, look, a TJ Watt move doesn't sound realistic. Doesn't sound realistic at all. My man Alex with the $9.99 super chat. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate you, big dog. He says best pass rusher in my opinion. I'd make a move for him over the other edge players rumored, but I don't see Howie making a move, to be honest, especially with who's coming up in contract talks next offseason. Now, to your first point, best pass rusher in your opinion? Hey, you're entitled to your opinion. I feel like it's a give and take. It's nip and tuck between him and Myles Garrett. Hey, listen, pick your weekend, pick your day. Pick your flavor. It don't matter. If somebody asks me, hey, who's the best edge rusher, TJ Watt or Myles Garrett? I'm going to say yes. If they say who's the best edge rusher, Myles Garrett or TJ Watt, I'm going to close my eyes and say him. Him, her. Shout out to Franklin off Snowfall. Can't go wrong with either player. Now, you're right, Alex. I don't see how we making the move either. It's a very reckless move. It's a short-sighted move at that. And you got guys coming up in contract talks. You can't play around with that. Can't play around with that. Thank you for the super chat, Alex. I appreciate it. So again, TJ Watt trade rumors have surfaced because he posted a cryptic message on his Instagram story. Apparently, he's looking for a very large and very lucrative contract extension. I don't blame him. His peers are making $40 million, $35, $38 plus million. He's making a measly $28 million a season. He wants a pay bump, and he can easily get Myles Garrett money. Myles Garrett and Max Crosby and Danielle Hunter, they've reset the market. So TJ Watt is going to get paid. Now, the Steelers, if they're smart, pay up. He's your best defensive player. He's easily your most popular player right now. Make the move, pay the man. You guys haven't even figured out who your quarterback is going to be. You traded for DK Metcalf. You paid him. Cool. You got George Pickens coming up. And I believe DK Metcalf was your way of hedging your bet when it comes to George Pickens, because George Pickens is a wild card. But nonetheless, I digress. TJ Watt trade rumors, they've surfaced, but I'm not buying them. The Eagles are not prime candidates for this move. It would be a reckless move. It will end it there.